Component 3D, Using Assessment for Learning.
Traditionally, assessment has been used to determine whether or not the students have mastered the content. Assessment now is considered an integral part of instruction. Teachers monitor student learning continuously in order to adjust instruction midstream and inform future instructional planning. Although there are several types of assessments, there are two main categories most frequently used by teachers and school districts. Formative assessment is daily assessment. It's linked to learning experiences. It assesses student understanding and mastery of skills. The data is used to modify instruction. Summative assessment is end-of-the-year assessment. It's state assessments. It's aligned to content area state standards. It measures students' adequate yearly progress. It's a component of teacher accountability and evaluation. Our focus in this component is formative, the assessment which is an important piece of the learning process. Simply defined, the Danielson framework utilizes both, but the end goal is not a grade or a score, but to advance learning. Assessment should be handled in such a way that both the teacher and the students monitor quality and progress. The current thinking advocates for students to have a greater involvement in their learning and in how their learning is assessed. Criteria must be clear in order for the students to monitor and adjust their own learning. By building self-assessment components more intentionally to the classroom, the teacher can encourage and empower students to assess themselves more effectively. Self-assessment should look not only at the product, but also at the process or learning behaviors. I once observed a class where the teacher had all the second graders in front of the class at the whiteboard. After teaching the math concept, she asked the students who thoroughly understood the concept to go back to their seats and try it on their own. She then retaught in a different manner to the children who were still confused. Then she repeated the question for a second time, and those who now understood the concept went back to their seats to try the work independently. There were still 4 children remaining who did not understand. She worked with them one-on-one and finally sent them back to complete the work. Teacher feedback is an important part of the learning process. No matter how a teacher provides feedback, verbally or visually, to a group or one-on-one, publicly or subtly, the goal is the same: to enhance students' learning. Danielson lists criteria for effective feedback. It should be timely, high quality, but it is all for naught if the student doesn't make active use of that information. Although testing has become a 4-letter word, intentional assessment incorporated within instruction can let both the teacher and the student know how they're doing in the journey of learning.